Okay everybody, this video is a direct continuation of where I left off at in the previous video. That video will appear in the description of this one, either today or in the very near future, along with additional pasted evidence links for you to copy and paste and put in your URL address bar so you can bring those playlists up. Now, this statement right now is the sequential continuation of where the other video left off at. And here goes. So this is an additional way that they will make gang stalker victims homeless by subjecting gang stalker victims to extreme high levels of, but not limited to, hold on. Electromagnetic weapons, direct energy weapons, ultrasonic sound bone conduction, remote neural monitoring, manipulation, torture, and much more. So remember, this is an extension of that video. This is picking up where that video ended at. That video's URL link will be in the title of this Periscope video once this video gets uploaded to YouTube. Let's see if they cannot take place here today at Vons. It will begin to take place as soon as I conclude the video. So I'm going to have to hurry up and segue into the subject matter that was intended for the entire video. My phone's only allowing me to make a video that's 4 gigabytes long. That's why this is now a 2-part video series. Hold on. Alright, now, so check it out. Now, this video is being made, and other videos have been made too as well, through my YouTube account, through Periscope account, and through Twitter broadcast. So remember that as well, pertaining to the exposures of the subject matter of this particular video. So, once I start implementing a new hiking strategy, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be, I got a current tent that I use every day, and then I got a backup one of the same make and model, and I'm even going to order another one of the same make and model, which is a 6 or 7 foot by 3 feet tent. It's a camouflage tent concerning its color. Now, what I'm going to start doing in the extreme near future is I'm going to start taking that tent down every single day, and then I'm going to be taking the contents of it. And then I'm going to be taking the contents of it, and I'm going to be putting them in a black garbage bag, except for the tin itself. It will now be starting to be carried with me. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch wooded areas every 2 to 3 days. Now, there's many reasons why I'm going to be doing this. I am being gang stalked not just along my routes, but also wooded areas. Okay, just like gang stalker victims are also being gang stalked along their routes and where they live. This crime intentionally made me homeless. From 4 apartments in Michigan and 1 in Tennessee, at least. Now, I say at least because there was a huge aspect of this crime already going on before they created the homelessness of me from the first identified of the 4 apartments in Michigan. So research interstate stalking and gang stalking, and the fact that they do create the homelessness of victims. Tens of thousands are online exposing this crime on a daily basis. So anyways, now, the reason why there's many reasons why I'm going to be implementing this new hiking strategy. So I want you to look at something here real fast. Let me move this cart so I can show you something. Let's see if this video does not upload in its entirety today while I'm still here. And let's see if it's edited. I am recording my statements, and I'm running digital recording tape recorder. So I'll know its file length. My videos have absolutely been edited. They just deleted the first video off my YouTube channel within 1 minute of it being in 1 minute it would have been uploaded, and they waited until the last minute and deleted it, causing me to go through 8 gigabytes because of my mobile data. Because the video was 4 gigabytes long, I went and uploaded it, and it was 1 minute away from it being completely uploaded, and they erased it, causing me to have to do it again, causing me to go through another 4 gigabytes of mobile data. Let's see if that occurs with this one, and or let's see if this video cannot be uploaded today, April 12th, 2021. Okay, so let me show you this bike. This bike is only about 4 months old, and it's still in about 90% at least brand new condition. Brakes are working fine, both front and back. Chains, gears, axle, fork, the whole entire bike is still operating at 100% optimally. Okay, it's running fine. Now, the seat has a cable lock on it. The front and back bike racks have a cable lock on them. Okay. And I also use that big old cable lock down there with a combination lock to lock it up concerning like at wooded areas when I go to bed at night and also at places I go to, like a grocery store. If I come to a grocery store, I lock it up, go inside, do my grocery shopping, come back out, and boom. So this bike will never be anywhere where it will be unlocked unless I'm unlocking it to ride it or walk it somewhere. So we're going to see if anything happens to this bike. So let me show you the back rack real fast. This is all related to why I'm making this video. Okay? So this is the back bike rack, and I just showed you the front bike rack. Now the bike didn't come with the racks. I bought them myself, and both racks are cable locked to the bike. Yeah. So let's move forward. So anyways, let me move this cart back. Now I bought some bike panniers. They're saddlebags for the back rack, which you can see right here. Actually, I got 2 sets of them. Okay, and then I also got some bags that are going to go, one bag a black bag that will go on this one. And then a couple items that will be underneath this one, underneath the bag once the bag's put on the front rack. And then a couple things that will be on top of the saddlebags, because the saddlebags go over the side, leaving you with access still to the top of the rack. But I got another pannier kit that allows me to put an attachment that goes with it. It's about, I'd say about 1.5 feet wide, okay, and about 2 feet long. And so if you can kind of just picture a square briefcase, okay, that's all part of the same kit. That goes on top of it, and then this might go on top of that. Now you'll understand this in a minute, so just bear with me. So, when you research at Google how gang stalking victims are being gang stalked to their homes, including the fact that they're also enduring electromagnetic weapons being used on them by perpetrators outside of their home as they're in their homes. Meaning that the victim is being hit with it as the victim's in the home while the perpetrators are outside the home. Neighbors are massively reported to be one of the main responsible parties for that, but there's also about 19 other modes of operations that they can do it through. And you'll understand that when you do extensive research concerning it. So, now you can also go to Google and research how they create the homelessness of victims. Hundreds of thousands of victims all over America, tens of thousands of those are online exposing what they're enduring. 70% are women. So what do you think is happening to them? And I'm a woman. Okay? So, do the math. Now, if they'll gang stalk you to your home in order to engage in whatever technique that they engage in that makes you homeless, do you really believe that these are safe people? Of course they're not. So research the following descriptions to gang stalking: mass murder, torture, rape, gang rape, human trafficking of all forms, including extreme human trafficking, illegal probate control schemes, and much more, which is a lot of what the first video was about, even though it wasn't extremely detailed, but the subject matters were brought up through descriptions in order to introduce you to them. All right, now hold on a second. So, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be moving from wooded area to wooded area. Sometimes I might go on one property and then just move from a spot on it and go to another spot while I'm still on it. Other times I might leave that property and go to another area on the property that's further down the road. And then other times I'll use a whole nother different property. Now I want you to always understand this and always remember this. I do not do drugs in any way, shape, or form. I take allergy medicine and vitamins, and that's it. I do not drink alcohol at all. The last time I drank alcohol in San Diego was in 2012. Okay? I do not hang around anybody at all, and never have, not even for a second, since I've been in San Diego since I arrived in San Diego on August 8, 2011. The reason why I made that choice, well, just go to Google and type in at Google social infiltration and gang stalking, and they'll literally infiltrate your life intimately through friendship means. And this is done so then those relationships can be used to assist the crime. And you'll understand what that's about, at least marginally, when you research my description. So I have been completely by myself and totally alone along all my routes and at all wooded areas that I've utilized since August 8, 2011, the day I arrived in San Diego from Connecticut. Okay? It's how I ended up being massively exploited in Michigan because of social infiltration, and they tried to engage in social infiltration on a massive scale in Connecticut. And I was only there a few months, like 2.5, 3 months. Oh, absolutely. So you should also research interstate stalking and gang stalking. So anyways, what I'll be doing, baby cakes, is that I'll be literally constantly moving. Now, on the days where I go to move, like even if it's only 300 feet, On days when I go to move 300 feet away, I might just pack my shit up in grocery bags and then throw it to the other spot. I might not like get the saddlebags out and everything and pack all them up and just, why do that and just go 300 feet away? Okay? So what I'll probably do on those days is just, pack up a duffel bag that I got, a couple grocery store bags, and then just, slowly, bit by bit, just move the bags over to the new spot. But on other days, I might move to a spot that's 2,000 feet away or 1,000 feet away. Okay? Those days are on days where I'll be packing up the bike. And that includes putting water on the bike. Now, here's the main key. What I'm going to be doing is only packing up the bike to where the bike only holds what's needed for me to have between dusk and dawn. And so I'm going to be having to go back and forth to wooded areas in order to retrieve clothes, support material, and so on and so forth. So here's the main Scoopy-Dookie. As a direct result of me moving a lot, it's going to open up a lot more opportunities for these satanic rats who are literally GPS tracking me to wooded areas and along my routes, the stalking of gang stalking. So it's going to open up a lot more opportunities for them to use third parties to report me at wooded areas. And that includes not just being on wooded area properties, but coming and going, coming to them, entering them, and leaving them. Now, I want you to listen to me and listen to me carefully. I have seen many exposures on the internet by many other victims, and I didn't find these exposures by intentionally, specifically searching for the subject matter. I found them by stumbling across them as a result of me either looking for other subject matters related to this crime or the crime in general, where victims are saying that if you move around a lot, you'll get hit with electromagnetic weapons less frequently. And there's about 19 different modes of operations concerning what's implicated pertaining to how they're doing it. Vans, cars, trucks, people carrying them around in briefcases, people literally coming and standing right outside the wall of your house that's by your bedroom. Okay? Airplanes, drones, helicopters, cell phone towers, Glen towers, and satellites in outer space, and stationary satellites that can go on the roof of any business or home. Okay? So my fellow American citizens, go to YouTube and type in John Hall Satellite Terrorism and research my descriptions. So if you're moving around a lot, like say if on a day they only got the availability for somebody to do it, like say if you're camping not too far off the road, well, on a given night, they can say, well, we got available on tonight, but not tomorrow night, a person who can do it from a van, and the person they're going to do it to is right off the road. So then on that night, they know they're going to be able to hit that person right off the road because the van is now available and they know the person's off the road. Okay? So if you get up and you decide not to utilize that space on that night, because they'll do it during the day, but they love doing it at night. So if that person gets up and moves and goes deeper into the woods or picks a different area, then on that night they might not have a drone available for it, or a neighbor available for it, or a cell phone tower that can do it available for it. So then that saves that victim one additional night where that type of targeting cannot happen to that victim. Now, these satanic rats want to classically condition the victim into believing that no matter where you go, you're going to be hit with it, including on the very first second that you pick a new wooded area or a home or an apartment. Because they want to deceive the brain into believing that no matter where you go, you're going to endure it, even upon arrival. And a lot of times they'll do it in extremely high levels and extremely brutal, heinous ways where you can end up being a vegetable for 5 days where you can't even move. Literally, that's how bad this crime is. So ask yourself, why do you think I'm going to be moving every 2-3 days? Okay? Now, so make sure you look at the links that are going to be pasted within the links of this YouTube video, because this video is going to turn into a YouTube video as long as I'm allowed to upload it. Absolutely. Now, so this is going to open me up to a lot of, until I get adjusted and well positioned into the rhythm and flow of doing this sequentially non-stop. When I first pick the next spot, I might end up being there for maybe 4, 5, 6 days until I can get some, because the first initial move, I might end up taking a couple things with me that are not needed for dusk till dawn. Like maybe a couple extra cooking pots and some food. Hold on. Okay? So, but once I get some things situated concerning my routine and my management of going back to other areas to retrieve property, because think about it, when you're homeless and you go to a wooded area and you say to yourself, I've had these clothes on for 2 days, now I got to go back to another area and get some clothes I left behind. You're not only going to go back and get those the clean clothes, but you got to do it in a way to where you can drop off the dirty clothes. Okay? So let me tell you something right now. These 6 satanic fucking bitches, they're tracking me down to the fucking foot, literally. And I've already made massive Periscope videos and YouTube videos exposing it. Oh, absolutely, with evidences. So you gotta understand, there's a lot of stuff going on concerning this crime. They can prop up assholes to camp out 5 feet away from where you got your shit hit at. They've already done it. Okay? They'll even prop up idiots so that when you go back to the area where you got property at, you'll see those idiots with your property. This is done in order to condition you into concern about your property being stolen and the repetition of it, how often it's going to continue to happen in the future. Because that's what gang stalking does. It classically conditions you to an anchor, which is either an act or other related sensitization techniques. Okay? So that when they repeat it, they'll know that you'll recognize that these repeated acts are connected to this crime, which is how they keep the victimization alive in your mind 24/7. Oh, absolutely. Okay? So I'll be just going, I'll be doing a lot of moving, a lot of packing, a lot of unpacking, completely changing my hiking area strategy by 99.9%. Now, until I get in the rhythm and flow of doing it in a way to where it takes the least amount of work, okay, to put it up, put everything in the tent, get in it, do what I got to do, wake up in the morning, get everything together, pack it up, until I get into a real good rhythm and flow, it might take me one more additional spot before I then start moving every 2-3 days. Okay, so please stay with this account. If I fucking go missing, it's not because, and the police try and say, well, it's because of somebody she was hanging around with, or it was somebody or something she was involved in. Nothing but complete, thorough, lying, 1000% complete, total bullshit. If they try and claim I died because of natural causes, total bullshit. Always remember this. I don't give a shit if it doesn't happen for a year from now, 5 years from now, or any day in between. So that's the Scooby-Dooby. If this bike goes missing or damaged, when it's locked up anywhere, whether it be along my routes or at a wooded area, it will be connected to gang stalking. That includes flat tires or any function of it, or the theft of it, or maybe not being able to even unlock it. Okay. Now, so what we got to understand here in gang stalking crimes is that gang stalking psycho maggots will literally use anybody and everybody on any and all dates, from a child to a teenager to an adult to an elderly person to a disabled person, to family members, a whole family's being together anywhere, anytime, at any place. They will use anybody and everybody, which is the gang of gang stalking. And that includes for staged events, staged altercations, staged harassment, staged complaints. Okay, they will do anything and everything at any and all times, using anyone of any age and any type of person. That includes property owners, public workers, kids, neighbors, teenagers, adults, homeless people, social deviants, punks, criminals, and crazies, anybody. And that's where the community is brought on board to assist in the perpetration of this criminal reality. Oh, absolutely. Okay, so anyways, so we're going to see if I am subject to any type of staged physical interaction with anybody, at any place, at any wooded area, at any event, concerning any place that I'm probing its general area, any place that I pick, and any place that I got property hidden. And also that includes arrest tickets, assaults, robberies, trespass notices, and any negative thing that happens to me and or anything I'm carrying on my person and or any of my backpack, duffel bags, carry-alls, saddlebags for the bikes, the whole 9 yards. This satanic sick bitch crime will literally use anybody at any time, anywhere, and then apply any other excuse concerning why the event transpired and why the person was in your physical presence. They will use anybody, including employment descriptions, like public workers, property owners, anybody of any age at any time. It's literally how sick and sad this crime is. So anyway, so what I want to do is I'm going to start implementing the new HA strategy, and HA means hiking area. Okay? So This video applies for any and all dates of any day, of any week, month, or year, no matter what property it is, no matter what transpires or results. So I strongly suggest that you go to YouTube and Google and extensively research law enforcement and gang stalking. That includes federal, intelligence, and state, county, and local cops. And they're a huge part of this friggin' crime. Make no mistake about it, as well as judges, courts, prosecutors, district attorneys' offices are implicated, the whole fusion centers, the whole 9 yards. Okay? So, I make these videos in order to predict what these 6 satanic horrors might do before they do it. Oh, absolutely. Because think about this. I made a video on July 7th, 2014 at a wooded area. And I literally said, let's see if I get assaulted, arrested, ticketed, or if any event occurs. I then left that wooded area the next day, went to a university library, uploaded the video to YouTube, and then the very next day, early, mid-afternoon, I was assaulted at the very spot the video was made at. Now, do you really believe that's an accident? I had predicted 9 assaults. Literally. So, predictions are very effective. Think about what I'm saying. You have a better chance at winning a multi-billion-dollar lottery twice in 1 week than that being an accident. Mathematically, it is completely improbable that it wasn't staged. There are absolute truths in math, like 2 plus 2 equals 4. Now, there's a lot of absolutes in statistical analysis and logic and probabilities, meaning that there's no way that it can be probably a mistake, probably a coincidence. I don't think so, baby cakes. Absolutely. In fact, check this out. On September 29, 2011, I made an email file, sent it to myself. I said, let's see if I get assaulted as I'm walking down the street, riding my bike, or on any public transportation. 11 days later, I was brutally assaulted on MTS buses, and then MTS sent me an altered video. And SDPD falsified the police report. So do you really fucking believe that this shit ain't being staged? I mean, think about what I'm saying. Why would MTS send me an altered video? And why would SDPD falsify the police report? So think and think smart. Predictions are extremely useful. They are extreme. Like one time I went to the University of California, San Marcos on January 30th, 2013. For the first and only visit there, I went to their library and contacted Senator Feinstein anonymously. Never left my name or nothing. And I said, I'm aware of a person who's being gang stalked on a well-known university in San Diego. Didn't say the name of the university or not. Didn't say the name of the university at all. And I was referring to SDSU. And then in the contact information on her website, I said, let's see if this woman gets arrested, assaulted, ticketed, okay, and or banned from this university. Not mentioning SDSU at all, not mentioning my name at all. Okay? And then sent that information on her website. I also copied and pasted that information to an email file and sent it to myself, and then I left UC San Marcos. I then, the next day I spent to myself, which was then January 31st, and then on February 1st, I went to SDSU, and within 5 minutes of me arriving, they staged an event and arrested me and then banned me. So, that all occurred within 36 hours of me sending that anonymous thing to Senator Feinstein, and what was sent was copied and pasted in my email file that very day. So do you really believe that's an accident? And I predicted in my tape recorder upon arriving. Let's see if any incident occurs here, including arrests, tickets being banned, assaulted, or whatever. And then I wasn't in the library no more than a minute and a half when it started. Literally, as I'm minding my own business. Okay? So don't think for a second predictions don't matter. Don't think that they don't apply. Don't think that they don't help us assist and be proven this crime is being corporately managed and creatively executed. Because baby cakes, I live to expose these filthy whores until I break them down, until I find out who's managing them. And then I'm going to legally target them for the rest of my life. Even if I won a court case against them for $10 million and the crime stopped, I would still legally target that son of a bitch who put me on the list, who made me a victim of this crime, and the managing psycho whore that manages the community-based harassment. I would never, ever, ever stop, ever, okay? Ever going after that person legally, up until my dying days. So, all we have to do, my fellow American citizens, is pick apart what I expose at any and all times, okay? So we can understand, deliberate what's exposed, and ask yourself, do you honestly think that somebody that predicts 9 assaults, 2 arrests, 8,600 audio files of identical verbal harassment. Do you honestly think nothing's going on? So make sure you look in the descriptions of this video so that you can see the YouTube URL link of the first video that this is a segue from. It's a 2-part video series because, again, my phone will not allow me to make videos more than 4 gigabytes long. So this is a continuation of the first video. So look for its YouTube URL link and also look for any pasted evidences that will be incorporated within this YouTube video once it gets uploaded. So that's the gist of the situation. That is the scoop of the deal. Okay? This is what's going on now non-stop within 3 days of me moving, which will be within 3 days of now, April 12th, 2021. And we're going to see if I come down sick that prevents me from moving. Okay? We're going to see if anybody is set up to hike out, camp out, or hang out within 1,000 feet of any and all spots I go to rest at, sit at. I don't give a shit how long I'm there for. Period. End of story. It will be, no matter what is called on my tape recorder, within 5,000 feet of me. Because when they stage events, you know what they'll do with it is? They'll literally walk by me, and they'll say, oh, let's come up in here. I've never been here before. Let's check it out. And then they'll act like they're stumbling across it. Okay? That's literally how bad this crime is. Literally. Because the ones who use them know I wear a tape recorder. So when they use them, before they even arrive in the area, they're told what to say for the sake of the tape recorder. This is how bad gang stalking is, which is why they call the staged events street theaters. A street theater is where they're playing out a skit out and about in the community. Like, if you walked up this parking lot, you'd see a sidewalk. That's a street, right? So you walk to the sidewalk and they play out a role against you using physical and verbal theatrics. And that's why they call it street theater, okay? So the ones who are using them know I wear a tape recorder. So if I wear a tape recorder, they can't make it look like, well, the person knows I'm there. So they'll literally engage in dialogue to make it appear that they're stumbling across me. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were here. And then they'll look for a normal appearing excuse to approach you. Do you got a light? Do you know what time it is? Do you know where this road's at? Do you have any money I can have? And then when you ignore them or tell them to get lost, they then use that as an excuse to go off on you. Absolutely. So you need to research this crime so you can understand what's going on. And then you can ask yourself, why did SDPD deny my right to make a police report on 20 separate different dates at 20 separate different locations since 2011? Because they knew I was being gang stalked. They knew that it would take time for this crime to achieve its objectives. Okay? Absolutely. And they knew that look, why is law enforcement the biggest entity that is implicated in hosting this crime from behind the scenes to begin with? So if it is, and they're using grocery stores and coffee shops and libraries and universities to harass you through the gang stalking program, and then a staged event occurs and you call the cops, do you think they're going to come out and take a police report? Then once you get a police report that you were gang stalked at UCSD, you can then sue UCSD. And then UCSD will turn around and say, well, you used us, so why are you allowing us to be sued? So do you see how it works? Oh, absolutely. And I can tell you something right now. When it comes to tax-subsidized universities, the only thing the state and counties and cities care about is how much money that university contributes to its tax base. Anything that threatens its image that then turns around and affects enrollment dollars, which then turns around and affects tax dollars, they're gonna eat that person up that's causing the problems. Absolutely. And the cops ain't nothing but foot soldiers for it. Welcome to reality. So my name is Leslie Williams. Make sure you watch the first video. I don't do drugs at all. I do not hang around anybody at all. Never have for 1 second since I've been in San Diego. Since August 8, 2011, arriving in San Diego from Connecticut. I do not drink alcohol at all. The last time I drank alcohol was in 2012. I'm not involved in any criminal or legal activity whatsoever except for camping, which I'm forced to do because this crime intentionally made me homeless. So this video applies for all dates concerning robberies, arrests, tickets, okay, assaults, property theft, property damage, and property that's hidden. Anybody reporting me coming and going or being on any property, this video applies for any and all dates, no matter when you see or hear it. Have a great day, everybody.